Hello and welcome. So, come on, you can tell me. When people bring up the idea of live streaming your business, do you just kind of smile and nod because you're not really sure what they're talking about? Or maybe you think you know, but you're not 100% sure, so you don't have the 100% confidence you need to have that discussion? Don't worry about it. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. So get your questions ready, and we will dive in a second. Hello and welcome. My name is Kathleen and I'm here as your tech coach because that's what I do here. So let's talk about live streaming, right? It's a thing you're hearing a lot about. Maybe a lot of people are starting to suggest to you that it's something that you should be thinking about for your business. And by the way, they're right. But maybe you're just not really sure what the heck they're talking about, or you're kind of a fuzzy idea, but you'd need a little bit more concrete understanding before you're willing to start investigating it. Totally get that. It's a fairly complex theme for a lot of people at this point, and there's also a little bit of confusion. So that's what we're going to start off with, is explaining things so that we are all talking about the same words in the same language, and we're removing the confusion. And now I'm just looking for my screen here. There we go. Okay, so let's talk about live streaming. Oh, see, I didn't fix that. So sorry. Give me 1 second because that's going to bother me. One sec. See, want to watch the magic of live streaming? See how easy that is? It really is that easy. Like, this is like the ultimate in drag and drop. Here I am talking to you now. And because I have a little bit of OCD, gotta have the alignment right. Okay, so this is how you know it's live, right? Because if this was a pre-packaged recording, I would do this 3 or 4 times until I got it exactly right, and I would edit out all the other stuff, but that's not engaging. That's not real. It feels prepackaged, and people know when something has been prepackaged for them, and generally approach that type of thing, especially from a business, as a, hang on, what are you selling me? Okay, even if that's not the intention of your content, that's the way it comes across. Whereas this way, we're not having that problem. But first, let's clear up some terminology, right? Because people talk about live streaming or streaming, and a lot of people think it means this. So let's clear this up, okay? So sometimes people talk about live streaming or streaming when what they're referring to is actually online content that they are downloading to watch. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about like when you go to Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus or Amazon Prime or wherever it is you go to get your content today. Whether it's movies or TV, like maybe you're a YouTube TV user, right? Maybe that's replaced your cable or your satellite. In all of those cases, you are streaming your content to whatever device you're watching it on through the internet. Okay, so technically, okay, I'm sorry, sometimes we have to go technical here for a minute, but technically that term is streaming, right? So you're streaming content that you are consuming, okay? When we talk about live streaming, well, that's this, okay? If you're here at Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we're having a live conversation, right? So I'm here, I'm talking to you. I can see that Ace is over on Mixer and he said hello, and we can go back and forth. And, if the dog barks or if I drop something, all of that's going to be here because it's just like if you were sitting across the desk from me and we were having a conversation. That's what live is all about. So again, just to make it clear, when you are downloading content to consume, so in the case, like if you were watching this as a recording later, or if you're watching it now, anytime you are consuming the content, right? You're watching a movie, you're getting your TV show, you're watching the ball game, watching a stream, watching somebody play, Fortnite on Twitch, that is streaming, okay? And it may or may not be live content, but live streaming is you actually talking live, people being able to watch live. Now, there is the benefit also that this will become a recording after the fact, but it won't be a prepackaged recording, right? All of the nuances, all the elements that make it live, right, warts and all, are a part of what it is that you will see, whether you're watching it live right now or later. So hopefully we're clear on that now, right? We're good? We can go forward? Okay, let's do that. Here we go. Okay, so what the heck is live streaming? live streaming basically is a conversation. That is really the core difference between this and all the other content. Okay, there's no script, right? There's not 45 people, I don't have makeup, I don't have craft services, I don't have any of that. I've got me and my equipment and the dog, who I think is actually, yes, he's actually here keeping me company. How nice of him. That doesn't always happen. But that's what this is, right? So this is a conversation. Yes, I bring a topic to talk about. And then people, if they have questions, they can jump into the chat on Facebook or on YouTube or in Mixer, and they can type in their question, their comment, and we can engage about that. We can go back and forth. So I know a lot of people get immediately freaked out at the idea of talking on camera, but that's just your head holding you back. What you need to think about is the fact that this is a conversation exactly the way you would have a conversation with friends, family, a customer or potential customer, right? When a potential customer reaches out to you on the phone or in your shop or however it is you engage, maybe you're doing a Skype call, you don't hide under the desk, right? You don't say, no, I don't want to talk to you. You have to guess what it is, just pay me and don't make me talk to you. That's not what we do, right? We're human beings. We have a conversation. People have questions. So yes, I do bring a topic, but this is not obviously a pre-written script, right? I am not reading every word on a screen to make sure that I've got very controlled content. No, nobody wants to sit there and watch that these days. So we're here and we can talk. And we'll go back and forth. And yeah, I have some bullet points on things that I want to talk about. That's why I've got the screen up here so that you always get the side wrong, right? So I've got these little slides up just for a little more context on it. But at the end of it, this is just exactly how I would explain this to you if you were sitting here with me, if we were sitting in a coffee shop someplace and you were curious about this topic or you were asking me questions about this topic, or in the course of other business conversation, I come to realize that this live streaming thing might be perfect for you. I might bring it up to expose you to the concept if you haven't thought about it for your business yet. So in a nutshell, it's a conversation. If you approach it that way, if you don't get hung up on, okay, I don't like my hair, I don't like my face, I don't like my voice, put all that aside, because that is not the things that you're thinking about when somebody asks you a question about your goods or services. I'm assuming. Otherwise you wouldn't be in business anymore. You're thinking about what it is the person's asking, maybe trying to get to the subtext of the reason for the question or why they're looking for your business, and you're trying to provide them the best information you can to help them make the decision to hire you, right? Or buy your goods or services. So that, if you think about it that way, it completely changes how you're going to feel about this. Which is not to say that there's not an adrenaline rush when you hit go live. There is. But because I'm here to provide information, because I'm here to answer questions that frankly I get asked a lot, particularly about the live streaming thing, this is a conversation, right? And yeah, I'm looking at the camera, but I'm thinking about the one person that's out there right now and consuming this information because they're either thinking about live streaming or they've heard about it and they're not really sure what it means. Make sense? Okay. That's what we're talking about here. Okay, let's keep going. Okay. The other thing that live streaming is engagement. So again, because I can talk to people, right? I'll bring up my different screens here. So, I've got people that are saying hi and checking in, which is always lovely. But, if they said something that was about this topic, I could talk about it. I could bring it up. We could have a conversation about it. We could go back and forth. And if you look at any of my previous streams, there are shows where we have a lot of conversation, and then there are shows where they're not so much. Generally, there's a rhyme and reason to that, right? Generally, the shows like this, where I'm explaining a basic concept, attracts people who maybe are timid about asking this question, or they feel foolish asking this question. And please don't feel foolish asking questions. You are always at a safe place to ask questions here. But when we get into some of the other topics, like when we were talking about possible alternatives for the Adobe products, right? That sparked a conversation because everybody had different opinions about it, or they had used the tools, or they wanted to know more about the tools. So it's okay. Some streams are going to have more back and forth. Some are not. They're all valuable. They're all providing good content, and they're all actually providing engagement, even if you're not necessarily seeing it in the chat right away. because they're listening to you, they're hearing how you explain things, and they're starting to understand how all of this stuff fits together. And that's the first step to them getting to the point where they're going to ask you the questions, or they're going to reach out to you for more information about what it is that you're doing. So engagement is a big part of what live streaming is all about. If you think about it, right? So let's just jump out of this for a minute, right? When you're sitting there and you're watching a Marvel movie, right? You're not having a conversation with Thor. You're not having a conversation with Captain America, right? You're just passively sitting back and consuming. And that does sometimes happen on the live streams, but that is not the underlying point of it. Also, when you're watching a Marvel movie, right, you know that thing took years to put together, right? Between writing the script and hiring the cast and the crew and getting the locations and all that kind of stuff. That's not what this is. This is you jump on, you have a topic to talk about, you go back and forth and you talk about it, and then you move on. So it has a completely different feel to it, and that's on purpose because it's all about humans connecting to other humans. If you think about what's happened over the past few years, right? We're all carrying these things around, and conservatively, half of the population of the world is using social media. Realistically, that number is probably higher, okay? And that has brought about a change in the way people want to interact with brands, right, or companies. If they feel that they're getting that big sell all the time, they tend to pull back. They don't want that. Nobody wants the hard sell. To be honest, I don't think anybody ever wanted it. We just got it. But now we're not willing to accept it, right? Now we're looking to get to know people. We want to know about the humans that are behind everything. We're not looking to tie ourselves to a brand. We're looking for that human connection. We're looking for another person to talk to, another person to help out with whatever it is that we're trying to help out with. So that is what this is all about. This is also another great way to make your audience more comfortable, because maybe, again, they feel foolish asking questions. Maybe they think they should know everything about your business, which is silly, right? Because nobody can know everything about everything. But by having these kinds of conversations, by having a place to go as they start to watch you and listen to you, and as you start to either demo your products or explain things or whatever it is your content is, it's starting to create a connection and a bond with people that you wouldn't get any other way. So whereas people, like, let's just go with Main Street USA. Like, you may have walked past a store on Main Street USA for years because for some reason you felt apprehensive about walking in the door. But if that same store owner is doing live streams and they happen to catch it and they like what's going on and they start to come back, then all of a sudden they're much more comfortable with the idea of that store owner and that store. And the next time they walk by, they're going to walk in and start to check out your stuff because the barriers have dropped, right? There's no longer well, I've never been there, so I'm not sure it's right for me. Now it's, hey, I've been listening to them, I'm talking to them, I want to go check this stuff out. And that's one of the big benefits of this. Okay, let's get back into this good stuff. What did I do? I evidently flew way ahead. Let's go back. Okay, there we go. So, engagement is a big thing here. The other thing to keep in mind, if you're a numbers person, right? 80% of the customers that were surveyed in a survey last year by one of the general information collection kind of companies came back with results that said 80% of the customers now say that they'd rather watch a live video than read a company's website or blog to get their information. Just gonna let that sit in there. 80% of the customers are much more interested in consuming their content from you this way than they are about reading your website or your blog. Now, this does not mean that you don't need your website. You do need your website, and you can use your website as a way to promote your lives, to repurpose the content that you did on the live in another way. But the point I'm trying to make here is that people are looking for videos. This has started to replace TV watching for a lot of people. A lot of people don't watch traditional TV shows no matter how they get the content. They're looking for interesting content on topics that they're interested in, which is what we do here. Okay, so that's what this is all about. All right, let's keep going. So, it's also a great reputation builder. Again, hearing about you, seeing your website, walking past your store, they may become aware of you, but they don't really know you. They don't know who you are, how you approach your business, how you communicate, whereas all of that comes out through these live videos. So this creates better relationships, right? The raw, authentic videos that you do when you're live make your customers feel more connected, right? Because they get the feeling of being like in the know, behind the scenes, that kind of thing, which is all great stuff. And that's all content you can do. And it also makes it clear that you're not out to hide anything, right? You're not trying to sell them something shady. You're not hiding behind, a company that's a part of a company that's part of a company. This is you being transparent and honest. This is who I am. This is the business I have. These are the products or services that I provide. Let me know what your questions are and I'll be happy to answer them. Or here are some questions I hear a lot. Let me answer them for you to help get the ball rolling. So this is the kind of thing that creates that trust and loyalty that only comes from that feeling of you being transparent, you being human, you being honest, you being flawed, right? Okay, I just fumbled over my words there. I kept right on going. Because that's what we do, right? We're humans. Sometimes we stumble. That's okay. It's nothing to get hung up on. So this is a great way to do this kind of thing. It also will then end up being part of the word of mouth that we all love, right? Because that is the type of recommendation that all potential customers rate the highest. So if somebody is watching your content, they're getting this feeling from you, they ask you questions, you're answering back, they're feeling like it's a good flow back and forth, and then they run into somebody at work or one of their friends or family that says, hey, I've been thinking I need this. Do you know anybody? And it just so happens to be your business. They'll go, I haven't used them yet, but I've been watching this live stream. You should go check it out, ask them some questions. They're really good about providing this kind of information. It might be the perfect solution for you. Massive win, right? Because already there's a level of trust because you're being recommended by somebody that they trust. And it's a really easy, low barrier way for them to start to check out you. They can look at your previous videos. They can check out your website. They can catch you live. They can contact you and message you on whatever platform you're on. You're already engaged, through somebody that you haven't even met yet. So that's a big win. Alrighty, let's keep going. Okay, so this is one that if nothing else, I'm hoping you start to think about. This point in time, right? So we're 2019 going into 2020. At this point in time, your competitors are probably already doing this or starting to. But even if you're not, this is an expected way for businesses to communicate now. Okay, this is no longer, cutting edge or fringe. Like this is every day. This is what people are expecting from the companies that they are dealing with. And this is something that you need to be doing, right? You just like, you have your goods, you have your services, you're doing your marketing, you provide good customer service, you do feedback, with them. This needs to be another part of your puzzle. Because this is what people are kind of using now. I'm sure you've heard about like the scent of trust and how people make decisions about what product or what company they're going to deal with. All of these things, all of these pieces that they expect to have, like we were talking about, they expect if somebody's looking to buy something from you, whether it's goods or services, they expect you to have a website. They expect you to have an email address. They probably expect you to have a phone number available, and they need now to be able to go and check out your content. And part of that content, in addition to blog posts and whatever marketing materials you have, maybe you do recorded videos already, you need to throw the live piece in there because it's at this point, if you don't, it feels like you're hiding something. And that's silly, right? Because you're not. You're not a shyster. You're a hard-working individual trying to keep your business going. So let people know that. Talk to them about it. Have the conversation that you would have if you were standing in line at the supermarket or you were sitting, over a cup of coffee someplace and they ask you questions. However it is that you do your business, you're at some point talking to somebody. And that's what you're doing this way. All right, let's see. Oh, so here we go. So he says, or if you're like me, you unintentionally throw a stream in a conversation. So people say, fine, I'll go watch. Which is another great thing to do, right? Because what happens over time, like John, they start to become your friends. They start to become your fans. They start to want to see you succeed. And so they will. People will start to spread the word about you based on the way that you've been doing your content. If you've been consistent, if you've been open and honest, if you've been engaging with them, that all feeds into their willingness to reach out and share. And then, they end up on a screen like this. So thank you, John. That's all very, very good stuff. Okay, let us keep going. So we've covered all that. Now we're coming down to brass tacks, right? So, okay, what do I need to do? How do I need to do this? This does not have to cost you a fortune. Matter of fact, the odds are you have everything you need to get started, okay? So put aside all the thoughts of, oh geez, every time I do a commercial or a recorded video, it costs me $10, $20, $30,000 to hire the people, get the stuff, get it edited, get the script written, get all that stuff put together, okay? That's not what this is. Basically, your phone, your Chromebook, your laptop, your desktop, as long as you get a microphone and a camera. That's what you need. So you need a camera, you need a microphone, you need an internet connection, and you need someplace to stream to. Don't overwhelm yourself, right? Choose a platform to start with. Start with one. Don't get nuts, because basically, with this, that's all you can do unless you have somebody like me. We'll talk about that in a minute. But these are the 4 things you need, okay? There are 4 things, and all of them you probably have. The one that might be a little bit of a challenge is the internet connection. You do need a certain level of internet. When you buy your internet service, they talk about, download speeds, which is important, except when you're doing this. When you're doing this, the download speeds don't matter. What you need to know are the upload speeds. So you're going to want to use like speed test or something like that. As long as you're getting like 3 to 5 MPS going up, that's enough to get you started. When you want to do something a little bit bigger, like I have a little setup here. I've got my desktop, I've got a couple of cameras and all that kind of stuff, and I'm doing it to multiple platforms. Then you need a little bit more, but you don't have to worry about that to start with. You start with the 4 basic things, which you probably already have. The only thing about doing it from this is you want to make sure that you're doing it more times than not on a internet connection you have control over. So you want to do it on your home Wi-Fi basically, or even better, plug in to your router if you can. The more direct the connection, the better the service will be. But you're going to want to decide on your platform, right? Decide where you want to start. And this should be dictated by where your customers spend the most of their time, right? So if maybe you like to watch Twitch because you're a gamer and you like to watch all that kind of stuff, but your audience, right, the people who are buying your goods and services are on Facebook, then as much fun as Twitch is, you might want to start on Facebook because you want to engage your customers or your potential customers. So you need to kind of look at that and see. You can go and visit the different platforms for free to get a feeling for where those folks are if you're not already, up to speed on it, but that's a good way to go. Then you're going to want to real rough figure out a couple of things that you can talk about. And off the top, that is behind the scenes pictures like everybody loves. Show how you do your job. Whether you're sitting in a computer like me, or you've got a store, or you've got a warehouse, or whatever it is, you can walk people around. You can talk about how you do your job, how you deal with things that come up from day to day. You can, all the frequently asked questions, right? There are questions, I don't care what business you're in, there are questions that come up all the time. Those are your shows, right? One at a time, you go through them all. You can talk about, maybe new products, new services you've got going on. It's all kinds of stuff. And actually, along those lines, if you are looking for something, I just hit the wrong one here. If you're looking for ideas, okay, I have 130 of them you can have for free. So if you go to yourtechcoach.net, hello Murphy, yourtechcoach.net/content ideas, you sign up for the mailing list, you get a PDF with 130 content ideas. Okay, so right there, any stress you're feeling over, oh my God, what am I going to talk about? Right there, all solved, no problem. You can do all these kinds of things. Megsy, hi! Thank you so much for visiting over on Mixer, and thank you for the. I don't even know that's. I can't get these right yet. These are Sparks, right? Cool, awesome. Thank you, love it. Thank you for cruising by. Also, while we're saying hi to people, we should say hi to Stuart. Stuart's hanging out on Facebook. Hello, good to see you. Thanks for coming by. It's all kinds of good here. John wants to remind everybody that when you start doing this is a good tip, don't get discouraged. Everybody thinks their first time is terrible. Okay, I'll add on to that. Everybody thinks they look weird on camera, they sound weird on camera, and nobody wants to listen to or look at them. That is all a lie. That is all your brain telling you things that are not true. Nobody cares really about how you look, how you sound. What they care about is what you can do for them. So yes, John, absolutely. Thank you for that. That is 100% true. Yes, I am doing very well. Thank you, Megs. We are freezing here in New Jersey, but we are doing well. So thank you very much. I hope you're doing well. I know you had a couple of rough ones there, but sounded like the last few you were feeling better, which is always good stuff. Okay, let me keep going here. So the other thing that you're going to want to do as you are getting your stuff together here is you're going to come up with a schedule. Don't overwhelm yourself. Do it once a week to start, right? Just to get started, get comfortable with it, get it out there, and then remember to do it, and you will get better and better. And it's a good thing that after you've done a few and you go back and look at the first one, you're going to be a little cringy. That's perfect, because the more you do it, the better you get at it. You go back, you watch what you did, you see what worked, you see what didn't, and adjust as you go along. It's an ongoing process. But the important thing is you need these 4 things, and you can get started today, or if it's late, you can get started tomorrow. We'll give you that. But the important thing is that you get started. It is absolutely critical that you do this. And again, like John said, it doesn't need to be perfect, right? You are representing your brand, right? So you don't want to, maybe have streakers running through naked, unless that's your product, whatever works. But you do want to at least make sure that, you adjust your lighting a little bit, try to get the most out of whatever device you're using that you can. And just keep in mind, you can always do more later, right? So you start with what you've got right here. Your laptop, your desktop with a webcam, right? You can go and pick up a Logitech, cheap, and a Yeti microphone. Maybe I think you can get the Logitechs for about $50. I think you can get a Yeti for $50 to $100, and that's only if you feel like you need it. A lot of people can get started just with the onboard equipment, and then as you're doing it, and as you feel, the need to upgrade this, that, or the next thing, you can do that as you go. You do not have to have everything to start, right, Stuart? Sorry, Stuart and I are in a group where we work on our live streaming skills, and so I'm just teasing him a little bit. Mexi says it's cold where she is. Yeah, I'll bet, right? We sort of have the same problem going on. Winter. And, technically the winter date has not come yet. It is winter now. Nobody told the weather. The weather's just going to go and do its own thing. Okay, so like I said, this is all that you need. This is all that you want. And now, then the next question is always, okay, well, if I'm going to do this, when should I do it? What's the best time that I can possibly do this? Whatever daytime you can commit to and be consistent about, and the time to start is now. Especially with it being the 4th quarter and, Small Business Saturday is coming up in, less than 2 weeks? Christmas is knocking on the door, so, don't wait. Start now. You can literally start now. You can go and, let's just, as an example, say, Facebook Live. You can go, there is no cost to do this to a platform. Okay, so if you're going to do Facebook Live, you go to your business page, you go and you click live, put in a title, hit live, and start talking. There is no cost associated. So whether you're going to Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, DLive, Mixer, none of those charge you to have an account and start streaming to them. So there's no excuse on that score. Like I said, for most people, their starting point is probably going to be a Facebook Live, whatever. You can also do Instagram Lives. There's lots of options out there, but just pick one. Pick one, start now, get the ball rolling, and then you can always add on to it later. And then, if you need help, reach out, okay? I'm here. You can go to livestreamingpros.com if you want to set up a studio on whatever budget. Believe me, do not let the word studio throw you off. They can help you set up a studio on a shoestring. Hello, that's how I did it. So, if that's something that would make you feel better, if that would help you, if you're looking for ideas or you don't understand how to make the lighting work right or whatever, go, livestreamingpros.com. Go there. I should have put up a lower third for that. My apologies. Or if you want somebody to do this for you, then reach out to me. Because this is something that I have, through necessity, figured out how to do remotely. So you can be wherever you are. I can be wherever I am. I send you a link. You click on the link on whatever device has a camera and a microphone, and boom, you can go, and I'll handle like stuff like the lower thirds, or if you want this kind of a thing with a picture in picture because you want to do some slides, or maybe you just want to be talking like this and once in a while have this, or maybe you want to bring up comments. I can do all that for you very simply. The name on Mixer is the same as this, so it's Your Tech Coach. Thank you for asking. So you just go to yourtechcoach.net/one-click live streaming. You can set up an appointment. We'll have a free conversation, talk about your business, talk about what you need, how we might work together, and we can do it from there. The reason I'm telling you all this is because if you're not comfortable with the technology of it, if you're not comfortable trying to figure out what buttons to click and all that, that's okay. That's kind of what I do. That is exactly what I do, right? I specialize in helping people who are not super comfortable with the tech and don't want to be, right? They just want to do whatever they do. So that is why we can do this. If you are interested in doing the other things, like doing this yourself, then go check out Live Streaming Pros. They will totally help you out. Link not working to find you on Mixer. Link on Facebook. Okay, well, hang on one second. I will put the link right there for you. Actually, that's over here. Yes, sorry, I have multiple computers going as usual. Or did Ace already take care of it? He does tend to do that for me. Hang on. It's the spacing. No spacing. Okay, here, no problem, I'll do it. So it's mixer.com, Your Tech Coach. If you're interested in Mixer, it's all good. But my point is, and we're going to go all the way back here. Yeah, Facebook can be a challenge some days. I won't kid you. So, let me just bring this back up again. To sum up, if you are a business of any type, that includes people who are doing crafts, right? Or if you are a gamer streaming on Twitch, a gamer streaming on Mixer. If you are looking to make income, however you do it, you need to be doing this as a part of your overall plan. You still need to be doing your Instagram posts. You still need to be doing your blog posts. You still need a website. But this is the thing that will let you immediately reach out to your audience, find them, help them find you, help them get comfortable enough with you to reach out, and maybe pop ideas into people's heads that maybe they never do. Maybe they didn't know you existed, right? I'll bet that nobody who's listening to this knew that it was possible for somebody to remote produce a live stream. It is. But the only way that you maybe found out about that is through me talking about it. So that's what this is about. This is the benefit of it. It is no to low cost, right? You need these 4 things here. I never point the right way. I put a little note here to myself. Point to this side. Go right here and do this. You've got your camera, you've got your mic, you've got an internet connection, and you've got a platform to stream to. And those platforms could be Facebook, it could be Mixer, it could be YouTube, it could be Periscope, whatever it is. Wherever your audience is hanging out, that's where you want to be. And you only need to start with one. Later on, if you want to do more, that is always a possibility. Okay, are we good? Is everybody up to speed here? We're all happy now? Oh yeah, John does have a very helpful warning. So let me share this with you. And this is truth. So you will go from, oh my God, I don't want to do this, to it being addictive. It totally is. And I am living proof of this, okay? If somebody had told me 3 years ago that I would be live streaming, I would have laughed in their face. I was always the photographer. I never wanted to be in front of the camera. And now I'm doing multiple shows a week on multiple platforms. Basically you just can't stop me. So yes, that's a very valid point. It is addictive. I don't see that as a bad thing though, because it is just an opportunity for you to share your passion about your business, to share what it is you do best with the people who are out there looking for you, even if they don't know you exist yet. And as a benefit, this is live right now, right? I'm having conversations with all these lovely people who showed up. But after the fact, this will be available as a recording for people who couldn't be here now, right? Because time zones, right? Megzy, is all about that. We know about the time zone thing. So, she's in another country. So it's hard for us to get together and have an online conversation, except for the fact that I'm up late usually. But it's not a problem because the people who will go and catch this later will still get the benefit of the fact that this was live. They'll get all these interactions. They'll get the comments that came up. And you can then take this also and like you can download it from most of the platforms that you stream to, or if you use a tool like I'm using, which is vMix, you can actually make a recording and then you can repurpose this, right? So you could take this, you could cut it down or have somebody cut it down for you and put it up on Instagram or put it on your blog or put it on Pinterest. So this is the gift that keeps on giving, right? It is also excellent for SEO. I mean, like the benefits of this go on and on forever, especially for you. But what you need to focus on is not letting your own hangups stop you from doing this. Focus on the fact that your customers, your potential customers and your existing customers will benefit from the information that you share with them. Whether it's behind the scenes stuff or how to or whatever it is, this is all a benefit to that audience of yours, and that is who you're talking to. And as long as you keep that in mind, everything else falls into place. Okay, got to thank everybody for coming out to play tonight. I do appreciate that. As a reminder, if you're looking for content ideas, boom, here you go. 130 of them, all yours for free, just signing up for my mailing list. And my mailing list, I don't sell it. I just use it to let you know about the shows that are coming up and any other things I have going on. Maybe, so let's see, a show a week. Maximum probably 6 emails a month. So you're not going to get inundated from me, I promise. I hope that this has been useful for you. If you have any questions or whatever, please feel free to reach out. That's what I'm here for. You can always reach me at yourtechcoach.net. There's a contact form. If you have questions, if you want more information about something, feel free to reach out. I'm perfectly happy to do so. All I ask is, if you need a fast answer, let me know how to get that to you. You know, give me an email address or whatever. If you're not in a rush, it's just something that you want to learn more about, let me know that, and then I will use that as a future show topic because, frankly, that's where most of the show topics come from. All right, everybody, I've got to go and feed the puppy and let him out before it gets too cold for us out there. Hope that I will be seeing you live soon. You all know who I'm talking to. All of you. I want to see you. And if you are going to go live, let me know. I'd be more than happy to jump on and watch you and be there to support you. So please reach out and let us know. All right, everybody. Time to go. We will see you next week. Yes. Right? Yes, next week. I mean, I know Thanksgiving's coming. I have to do something about Thanksgiving. We'll figure that out next week. Have a good one. Bye.